Welcome, race fans. Tonight, Old Fart Sim Racing takes to their season finale here at Talladega for this season. They'll be starting back up here in a couple of weeks, so we'll be back with them next season. I think they're going to be off 1 week, and then we'll be back the next week after that. So tune in later tonight for the IS Car Truck Series, and then coming up tomorrow night, we have the Pit Stall Premier Series. That'll be coming up tomorrow night. I'm not sure. There might be something else scheduled on there. I don't know. The stuff comes and goes faster than I can keep up with it. Anyhow, well, let's look at the race analytics coming into tonight. 65-degree air temperature, 68-degree track temperature. They're doing 75 laps. That's just half a mile short of 200 miles. Tire window about 50 to 60 laps. Fuel window about 16 to 19 laps. But we've been seeing some of the guys have been able to stretch it to 20. But it's rare. You can't really go over 20. So most of them have been pitting around lap 19 or so. Pit road speed 55 miles an hour. All right, looking at the points coming into tonight, Michael Pegg with a very commanding lead now over Gabe Butler. Pretty much a given. All Michael really has to do is start and park tonight, but he'll be out there racing to try to get that win. He will be the champion here this season. So well-deserved Michael Pegg winning that championship. Well-deserved. He's been very consistent all season long. Gabe Butler, he is 43 points back. Gary Slapinski in third, 44 back, tied with Darren Reeser. The drops had been put in. The drop points have been put in, so that's why you're seeing this. Estel Fields in fifth, 54 points back. Michael Howlett in sixth, 76 back. Tracy Weaver in seventh, 78 behind. Jacob Edson in eighth. He is 90 back. Paul Witt ninth. He is 92 back. Eric Laurie will round out the top 10. There's 116 points behind. David Adamson, Hornet. That's the Hornet. He'll be 119 back in 11th. John Garrett tied with Frank Gramuglia for 12th, 122 back. Maurice Johnson moved to 14th. The red team's been doing a little better. I see they got a couple of new members in there, so we'll wish them the best of luck. But he is 125 back in 14th. Rick McKinney in 15th, 126 back. Don Davis, 16th, 135 back, tied with Gary Jenkins. Al Cena dropped to 18th, 139 back. Jason Beach in 19th, 155 back. And Brent Lay rounds out the top 20, 159 points behind. So as I said, we'll be crowning the champion here tonight. And it's looking pretty good for Michael Pegg to walk away with the championship. I was going to see maybe if I could get him down here real quick and talk to him and kind of pick his brain a little bit and ask him what his thoughts are on winning this championship. Michael Pegg, you got a copy. Michael? Okay, Michael must have stepped away. Michael Pegg, are you there? He must have stepped away. Well, we'll try to get him back here in a few minutes. But anyhow, yeah, that's our champion, Michael Pegg. He's pretty... I mean, I'm pretty confident he's going to get the championship here tonight, because the only way we've got 34 drivers in here, and even if he finished dead last, the only chance that or Gabe Butler or Gary Slapinski would have would be if Michael Pegg crashed out on the first lap and Gabe Butler went on, or Gary Slapinski, and led every single lap. They got the pole. Mathematically, it's not impossible, but it's pretty much a given that I think Michael Pegg's going to walk away with it here. I mean, all he's got to do is just run a good, clean race and get up. If he even finishes in the top 20, I'm sure he'll wind up winning the championship. So pretty much a solidified deal. I have not seen Wayne. I don't know where he's at. Texted him a couple of times and have not got an answer. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. Okay, he just messaged me. He's sick, so. Wayne might not be here tonight. Said he's not feeling well, so I hope he gets better. Well, hey, After Dark, DK, how you doing, Kevin? Debbie, how you doing, Debbie? How's everybody doing tonight? Ready for some good old super speedway racing here tonight with the old fart. They do have 2 green, white checkers and 2 resets if they need them. Let's hope and pray that nobody has to use those resets. I hate to see when people get wrecked and they get that damage in there. They got to tow to pit road. They wind up getting a lap down. A lot of things can happen there. And so we just hopefully everybody does have a good clean rate. All right, folks, we're going to step away for the national anthem. We'll be right back with qualifying, so stay with us.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket track, the bombs busting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, Satan's that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the frame, and the home of the brave.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Max Speed TV.
All right, folks, we are back. And they're just getting started here on qualifying. Yeah, well, I know Wayne's, he's been having a few little health issues. I'm not going to say what they are, not anything majorly serious, but some things that they just have been trying to get corrected and they're struggling with. He was having a little bit of bleeding, internal bleeding, and they're trying to get that corrected. He was losing red blood cells, and I think they were making some progress on that. So, yeah, once they get all that corrected, he'll be feeling better. But I think he's just been working so hard. And he started a new job here a couple months ago, and they've really been working him like a dog. And you know how some of these companies can be. I mean, he's working for it's a like an auto parts store, sort of like, I guess. And, he loves the job. That they're working him pretty hard. But he'll be okay. He'll be all right. He's a tough old bird. He'll be fine. I know Wayne, he doesn't give in. He got to get better if we're going to make that trip to Charlotte, right? Yeah, we're supposed to make that here in a few weeks. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Well, so far, Tracy Weaver, no surprise there, top of the leaderboard. Again, golly, that's a ton of pole. I don't know if Michael Pegg is on the track. Okay, he is done with his qualifying, so let me see if I can get him down here real quick. Michael Pegg, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, I think it's pretty much a given that you're going to walk away with the championship here tonight, but what does this mean to you? I mean, the consistency that you've showed this season, Michael, has showed that you deserve to be that champion. There's been a lot of tough competitors out there that have really kept the pressure on you, but you haven't caved into that. So what's it mean to you to win this tonight?
It means a lot. It means a lot to the team. These guys are incredible. The dedication they do, just unbelievable.
Yes, I agree 100%. You guys are dedicated pretty well. I mean, even last week there, the guys were trying to help you get there, because they wanted you to get the points. So that means a lot right there. But, well, it's been a fantastic season for you, and I can't wait to see if you can do it here tonight. I think mathematically, unless Gabe Butler or Gary Slapinski got out there, took the pole, led all the laps and everything, it might be a lot closer. But I think mathematically, I think you pretty much got it.
It looks that way. I got to give it all to the other teams, too. Give and take. They helped. Hard racing.
Yes, yes. I know maybe, I don't know, maybe just something for you to think about going into next season, maybe working on your qualifying effort to get get the whole team up there in the front, because that red team, they've been on it for their qualifying effort. Excuse me.
Yeah, they have somebody doing it for them, and we're doing it on our own. And we're getting there. We've got the secret. We just hadn't, we've put a lot of hours in. We've put like 1,000 laps in the last 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we're working on it. We've got it. We just hadn't got it nailed yet.
Yep. All right, buddy. Well, the best of luck to you tonight. And I guess I can probably unofficially call you a champion. So good luck, champ.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Rudy.
All right. Yes, sir. All right. That's our potential champion for tonight. Looks like that's going to do it for qualifying. We'll get them on the grid here in a second. All right, Tracy Weaver taking another pole this season. I don't have the stats up in front of me to tell me how many poles that is, but that's a lot. I can tell you that. That was a lot of poles this season. He's got it. He's got to figure it out. Gary Jenkins will start on the outside of the front row there in second. Maurice Johnson third. Patrick Alvarado fourth. Gabe Butler comes into tonight in fifth. Rick McKinney sixth. Estel Field starting seventh. Seth Grover, one of the newcomers, he'll be starting eighth. Patrick Grover, I'm the Grover brothers. I'm not sure if they're brothers or father son. I don't know, but Patrick Grover will start ninth. Alcina, who let the dogs out, right there in 10th. Jude Conrad starting 11th. Larry Boyle 12th. Craig White starting 13th. Darren Reeser 14th. Paul Witt 15th. Tim Hamilton will start 16th. Brent Gramuglia 17th. Michael Pegg, our potential champion, starting back in 18th place. LG Whaley 19th. Rachel Hunt, good to see Rachel in there tonight. I wish her well. And I know she was having a little TeamSpeak issue there. She said it was making her computer lag. That's the first I've ever heard of that, but you never know. Things like that happen. But she's starting in 20th. Eric Laurie, 21st. Don Davis, 22nd. John Garrett, 23rd. Jason Beach will start 24th. Michael Hauser, 25th. Rob Malone, 26th. Noel Coors will start Noel Coors will start 27th. Jacob Edson, 28th. Gary Slapinski, first one to not take a qualifying time, will start back in 29th place. Brent Lay, 30th. Hornet going to be starting 31st. Charles Johnson, 32nd. Robert Falzine, 33rd. Michael Howlett, 34th. 34 cars. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for the season finale. Like I said, they'll be off next week, and then they'll, from what Craig and I talked about, it was like yesterday or the day before. I think we talked yesterday, I think it was, and he's gonna take a week off in between, and then they'll be back. So we'll be back right here on Max Speed TV for the next season for Old Fart. So kind of looking forward to it. These guys put on some pretty amazing races. I'm sure you Super Speedway fans out there really enjoy the show too. So good to see everybody. Checkered Flag Motorsport, David Allen, Carl Garrett. How's everybody? And Debbie rooting for that red team. Boy, look at the red cars up there in the front. Holy smokes. They got a bunch of them. I think all of them are inside like the top 8 or 9 right there. So, all the red cars. So they definitely got the qualifying effort down. Boy, they really got that. But they still can't beat Tracy Weaver. And Tracy's just on it every single week. He is just dead on the qualifying effort. Man, I'm telling you. Unbelievable. All right, here we go. Pace truck, head to pit road. Little ways around the tri-oval here.
Green, green, green.
All right, there's the green flag for the season finale here at Old Fart Sim Racing at Talladega. Got to give a shout out to this season sponsor too, Queen City Pixels, official sponsor on this whole season here. They've been the official sponsor, so that's actually very cool. All right, as they get up to full speed here, outside row, trying to get a run. That's Gary Jenkins out there on the outside row. Look at that, 5 red cars, nose to tail on that outside line. And the 6th one, Maurice Johnson, sitting right there behind Tracy Weaver. All right, Tracy Weaver looks like he is going to lead the very first lap of the race. Down the backstretch. Gary Jenkins trying to get that run. Right behind him looks like Patrick Alvarado. These guys, their luck has just not been on their side this season. Golly, man, they've just had horrible luck. But they have managed to roll into, a few of them have rolled into the top 20 in points. So it hasn't all been bad. They've had some pretty exceptional races. Dude Conrad there at 8th place on the bottom. Right behind him, Craig White and Seth Grover, one of the red team here. And let's see, that is, right. I think it's right ahead of him, Patrick Grover. They're in the 301. So 301 and 302. The Grover brothers. Frank Gramuglia up to 13th. What a pack of cars, huh? LG Whaley sitting in 15th right now. He's waiting to get his teammate up here, Jason Beach, because you know what happens when them two get hooked up. But Jason's all the way back in 27th now. And one of the best pushers in the business right now, Rachel Hunt, up to 22nd. She's making a headway on the outside with a little help there from Gary Slapinski. When he gets to her, he'll be able to help push her. Little wiggle there in the corner, but nothing drastic. And Rachel ducks it back down into the middle row. Nope, back up to the high side. She's made up her mind. She wants to go up there to the high side. Only way you're going to progress here, folks, is you've got to get to that high side. And it looks like Jason Beach is going to come out with her. So good job. Now Jason reels her in. Watch him push her to the front. Hold my beer and watch this, folks. That's what the old saying goes. Hold my beer and watch this. Watch them two come to the front. Both of them excellent pushers. Yes, sir. Well, where's our potential champion at? We got to find him here. Where the heck is he at? He is right there with them. Okay, he's in 21st right now, 20th. He's not ready to make his move yet. He might just decide, I doubt it, but he might decide, we're going to let somebody else win. As long as I finish in the top 20 and clinch the championship, that's all he really is concerned about. If he can finish inside the top 20, he's got the championship guaranteed. All right, well, it's been all Tracy Weaver up front. He's been leading all the laps so far. And Gary Jenkins on that outside. Gary wants to lead a lap. He's been staying right here. The guys are staying pretty focused on that double wide all the way back there to about the 15th or 16th spot. Now they looks like they may have settled back in. Now Rachel Hunt and those have actually fallen back a little bit. So the timing is just not right at this minute. They need to work on that. They'll have to try to get up there. They want to get LG Whaley. They might have lifted a little bit to try to get LG into the pack here. They got a few other guys there. Don't forget about John Garrett. Yeah, John Garrett. Now he's staying on the back of LG. That's part of the Geritol Lounge crew. These guys come in here each and every week to try to win these. And man, I'll tell you, they're met with some pretty tough competition out there, I gotta say. Very tough competition. Yeah, this is probably one of the most competitive leagues that I know. I mean, these guys are very, very on it. I mean, you got to be on your A game when the competition is this tough. You've got to be tougher, I guess, or as tough anyhow to try to be competitive. Estel Fields He's always right there with Gabe Butler. If you pay attention, him and Gabe Butler are not too far apart. He's got to be careful. He cannot push the pusher. You just want to stay within just 3 or 4 feet from that back bumper to keep your engine cool. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. I think I got a... I don't like that cam. Dude Conrad sitting right behind Estel now. And I got to show off a little bit here. Michael Pegg, newly painted car here. Let's check it out here, folks. Looking on the back, regulators, and he's got MaxspeedTV on it. Then let's look at the front. He did a little fancy artwork on the hood here, so let's check it out. Let me get rid of that. Yes, sir. Look at that. He's got the pumpkin. Rest in peace to some of the other teams out there. The boot knockers. See the boots on the left. In the middle there, you got, that is what? I'm not sure. And the one on the right, the pumpkin there, I think that's LG Geritol Lounge. I don't know. Well, one of them. And then the right side is the pumpkin. That is... for the red team. It's just kind of they're ribbing on each other is all. So that's pretty cool. Well, I did have a special guest here. Let me see if I can get him down here and get a word in with him. I kind of wanted to talk to him anyway. Let's see what he's got to say. Keegan Leahy, you got a copy?
Yeah, I do, Rudy. How's it going?
Hey, it's going good. Well, hey, this was a big surprise. Michael said that you'd probably stop in and say hello. And so are you watching this race?
Yeah, I am watching. I was just having a look at that paint scheme. I think Michael Pegg's talking a bit of stuff about other teams here. Let's see if he can back up that talk, huh?
Yeah, a little smack there going on, but they all take it in stride, you know. They rib each other and pick on each other. So how you been, brother?
I've been great. I'm prepping for our super speedway race coming up in a couple of weeks in the Coke Series.
Yeah.
Watching these guys, I wish the guys I race with are this respectful. Everyone's holding their line good. Some space between the lines, you know. Everyone knows this is a long race, and especially when you're in mid-pack, you don't want to be causing any unnecessary risks to happen.
That is true. Yeah. I got to say, this league is probably one of the most respectful leagues that I have been around because they get upset sometimes, but you know, there's no chatter about it. They don't drag on with it. They respect each other's teams. They like to rib on each other and give each other the dickens about it, but pretty much they respect each other out there, I got to say.
Yeah, that's good. That's what I like to hear too. That's what makes this stuff fun, you know, and this is why everyone's sticking around in this league, I'm sure, is, it's not just about winning it. It's about racing your fellow competitors and stuff and having fun at it. And hey, I don't know. I don't think I meet the entry requirements quite yet to this league, but I'd sure like to be in it one day.
Well, I don't know if they still hold the 55 and over part anymore. I know that used to be a rule here, but I know there's a few guys in here that are not 55. So you might fit it. You never know.
Maybe they'll let me make a guest appearance or something.
Yeah.
I'll be able to start off the next season. What do you think?
Hey, that would be great. I guess the guy to talk to would be Craig White about that. I'm sure they'd be honored to have you in there, you know? So you say you're all ready for the Coke Series to start?
Oh, definitely not already. That's for sure. We're just working on the qualifying setup right now. And as you probably know, and as I'm sure a lot of these guys racing know, this car gets really bad to drive after a few laps.
Yeah.
Especially when you're getting through these tri-ovals. You know, Daytona and Talladega are pretty similar, and when you're going through the tri-oval here or at Daytona, this thing's trying to step out on you. So, you know, the qualifying setup's pretty much put together, but we're not done that race setup yet. Hey, there's a big battle at the lead. What do you think? What's going on here?
This is going great up here, man, right now. Patrick Alvarado. This red team, I got to say, the red team is probably one of the toughest teams out there to beat. Now, they've had their issues throughout the season. Some good races, some not so good races, but it's been fun watching these guys because they always seem to work together. They stay together. They're really, really, they put together everything. You know how that teamwork, plays into it. Well, they added a couple of new team members tonight. So Steph Grover and I think it's his brother, Patrick Grover. Yeah, Patrick Grover's in the lead right now up there on the high side. Them two working together. I think they're brothers. But so stacking up that red team.
Well, I see a team working together right now too. Looks like all those regulators pit last time by.
Yep. Yes, they did.
They like the short pit, I think.
Well, they kind of got that from the Geritol Lounge guys there, LG Whaley and them guys. That's usually what they do. They pit a little bit early, like lap 10 or 11. And they tried that here, I think it was last week, and it seemed to work out pretty good for them. So I think that might be their call again tonight. Well, it looks like everybody else is getting lined up here. We may see more pit stops here this time by, I think.
Well, I implemented that strategy in first Daytona race last year, and it got me the win. So I definitely advocate for it. Short pit all the way.
Yeah, I like that. Usually, and probably more than I know, that it's sometimes short pitting, or most of the time short pitting like that, gives you an advantage on the track because you're already going to be ahead of them when they come off a pit road. But they're going to come off pit road, be ahead of you, but you're going to go by them with full head of steam, And here comes more guys in.
Well, the biggest thing is when you short pit, especially with a group of guys that are going to work together, you can only go as fast as the leader, right? So if you can set it up so you can get that leader going as fast as you possibly can with everyone working to push him as hard as they can. Instead of working to pass him, you work to make the best lap time you possibly can. Then you can go faster than the pack.
Right.
And then anytime you can get an extra sniff of draft too, that'll help. So, it really depends on how well the team works together. So we'll see how this works out.
Well, you're more welcome to stay as long as you like, Keegan. I mean, it's quite the honor to have you in here. I wish you the best of luck in the Coke Series. I said you got a few new members joining this season. You got Femi Olat, and I think there was a couple other ones that joined this season. So watch out for Femi. He's pretty competitive.
Yeah, that's right. Admittedly, I haven't talked to Femi too much, but I know my friend Bobby Zelensky. He's very, very good friends with Femi.
Yeah, he's the road course king right there, Bobby
Zelensky is certainly, yes. Well, I'm teammates with him, and I know everything he's doing on those road courses, and there's no way I can replicate them. So
yeah, I don't think anybody
are getting in hot into the pit road. You see that?
Oh no, I didn't. I'm on the leader right at the moment here, but we've only got 3 cars left to pit. Gabe Butler, Duke Conrad, Eric Laurie, here they come in. They'll be making their pit stop, and that will. Looks like eventually that's going to regulate back to Gabe or Gary Lapinski, but I'm not really sure how long that's going to hold up. Looks like, oh no, he's got to come in. What the heck happened to Gabe or Gary? I mean, he is out of gas right now. He just ran out of gas. Whoa, something happened.
You know what I think they're trying to do? See how this is lap 18? I think they're trying to cut it on only 4 stops, or 4 stints.
Well, yeah, possibly, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
They might be the only ones that can do that.
Well, Michael Pegg's going to lead his first lap of the race. That's our potential champion right there. Well, he hasn't led yet. He's got to pass up some of these cars. Let's see,
I got my calculator out. And
that's what pitting early did right there.
Yep, absolutely. But I got my calculator out here, and I'm seeing guys that are pitting on lap 18 here.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like there might be some sort of fuel strategy going on. Just excuse my ignorance, but is this the longest race of the year? Do you guys do 75 laps on all of them, or is it just this one?
75 on all of them.
All right, so do people try to do 18-lap stints all the way to the end? Does that work?
Well, they can actually, I have seen guys run 19 laps, but they're not the guys that are up there leading. They're usually the guys that are, saving fuel by riding in the draft.
Right. Okay.
And, but you've got to start right from the beginning, right from the beginning of the green flag in order to make that happen. So, but yeah, it's really, really hard to make 19 laps. Usually, I think 18 is about the max.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sure looks like some of them are trying to do that, so it'll be really interesting to see what happens if this goes green. And the other thing is, if they're going this long, they might be able to catch that lucky yellow, which might be able to cycle them ahead.
Well, I got to tell you a little story about one of the races earlier this season. I think it was, it might have been the end of last season. I think it was the end of last season. They actually ran it on fuel mileage. The top three were so far ahead of the rest of the pack. Okay. They actually, one of them ran out of gas on the back stretch on the last lap, and he coasted across the line to take third.
Wow, that's amazing.
The top three all ran out of gas and coasted across the line to take 1, 2, 3.
So why did that work that race, and then it doesn't happen very often besides
that? Because they played the fuel mileage game where everybody else didn't. Everybody else come down and topped off, And it was just, it was one of the wildest finishes I'd ever seen. But we've had 2 fuel mileage races this season. Hornet did it. David Adamson, he did it here earlier. He played the fuel mileage game and won it. So there's a lot of really cool strategies that go on. Everybody tries something different. And as well as I do, Keegan, if everybody played the same strategy, it would just be a stalemate out.
That's right. Well, everyone that's not currently looking to win the race is looking for that edge to get that advantage on everyone else. So, whether it's fuel mileage stuff or doing your short putting, everyone's just trying to get a piece of that pie. So,
yes.
Maybe it'll be the pumpkin pies this race. I'm not sure.
So how are you good friends with Michael Pegg?
Oh, I've been hanging out with him a little bit. He's a subscriber to Virtual Racing School, actually, so that's how I got in touch with him initially. But we're buddies now. I know a few of his teammates too. Speak with Al quite a bit, and the rest of the regulators there.
Yep, good bunch of guys right there, man. I'll tell you, they have been working so hard. And if you talk, I'm sure he probably told you already. Michael probably already told you that. This team, they stick together like glue. I mean, they work together. They worked really hard to get Michael to excuse me. They worked really hard last week to get him to the front to try to make sure that he had a good enough finish that it pretty much sealed the deal for him to come in this week to get the championship. So that's how much that team, even though some of them may get back in the pack and they're not really up there in the front, always watch for Estel Fields to be there with him. Estel Fields sticks to him really good, and that's what I'm always looking for. I'm always looking for, whenever I see Michael Pegg, I see Estel Field.
Yep, and Estel Fields, he's a super speedway pro. I know that. Ever since I started iRacing, I've always known that Estel Fields, that's a name to win these Talladega races. So, whether it's strategy or just picking the draft, picking the right lanes.
Oh, we got a wreck. Oh, no. Oh, Seth Grover up on the wall. Holy smokes. Let's go see what happened here. Oh, my gosh. Unbelievable wreck right there. I think somebody got loose or something in the middle right there. Let's see, it was, might have been a little touch. Oh, it doesn't take much when you're doing over 200 miles an hour. Oh, right there. Michael Hauser got out of shape. Yeah.
That took out half the field.
Yeah. He just got out of shape in the corner right there. Arrow loose or something. Oh my gosh. He come down into the 429. That is Paul Witt. And then up the hill he goes. And man, I'm telling you what, Grover went for a heck of a ride. Wow. A 302 car there, man. What a ride he went for. I can't even
I have a
find
feeling
him.
some of these cars didn't take tires on that last stint. That's possibly what's leading to this instability that we're seeing on entry to these corners. It kind of led to that wreck, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right on that one. Yeah, Charles Johnson. Well, the good thing they have resets, a couple of them, so they'll be able to come to pit road. But this really threw out the strategies now.
Yeah, but it might pay off for people that let it go as long as they possibly could, because they won't have to take very much fuel on this stop, if any. So
Right.
they might be able to cycle to the lead here. We'll see.
All right, Michael Pegg bringing everybody down pit road. Yeah, I talked to Michael before the race. I said, you know, the only thing that I can see that the regulators really need to work on is their qualifying effort. They don't seem to qualify that well, but they always run well. They got a great race setup, but they have yet to really master that qualifying setup, you know. So
yeah, well, like I was saying earlier, it's completely different how you set these cars up for qualifying versus the race. So it sounds like those guys nailed the race setup. Still lacking a little bit in qualifying pace, but you know, we look at the qualifying times and there's not very much difference between the top guys versus the midfield. So you know, they just got to hit on one thing, and it might be the last few hundredths they need.
Well, he said they've turned about 1,000 laps in the last week. So, right, you're getting prepared for tonight. They want him to be the champion at all costs, you know. And I think, actually, to be honest with you, I think with him leading some laps right now, I think that pretty much done it for him. He's good to go now. I think he's got it sewed up. So
yeah, congratulations to Michael too, if that's the case, because he's pretty new on the block. He's the new kid around here, right? I think he only started a couple of years ago on iRacing, and he kind of took it by storm, didn't he?
I'm telling you, man, that guy. You know, here's the thing I always say. You know, you don't have to go out there and win races every week to be a champion. All you got to be is consistent, and he has been seriously consistent all season long. I mean, dead serious consistent. You know, it amazes me.
Yep, I was having a look at the stats earlier, and there's quite a few top 5s and top 10s by him. I think he's only got, what was it, 1 or 2 wins, I think. But
yeah,
and no poles. So like you were saying, lacking on the qualifying pace. But yeah, that consistency is what wins these kind of championships. You know, that's not really the case for real life or the Coca-Cola series nowadays. Kind of comes down to that final race. But really good to see this series play out like that, where consistency is rewarded.
Well, I know I watch you race a lot, Keegan. How do you mentally prepare yourself for what you're about to undertake here in the next couple of weeks? How do you mentally prepare yourself for that?
Yeah, well, I kind of do some mental gymnastics and just tell myself, been there, done that. You know, so I'll tell you, the first couple of races in it was actually the Peak Antifreeze series back in the day. I made my first start in 2018, and even then, I just told myself, been there, done that, because, you know, if I start a big race, I just say, you know what, all these pretty big races that I've done beforehand, they're all kind of leading up to this moment, and it's prepared me for it. So whenever I make that next big step, do a big race, you know, we're starting Daytona, or probably what'll be our biggest season ever. You know, I'm just saying, just another race, just another race.
Yep. Well, we got some of the Geritol Lounge up here in the front now. Jason Beach, LG Whaley, and Rachel Hunt. I'll tell you what, I would put Rachel Hunt against anybody in iRacing as a pusher. I have never in my entire life ever seen anyone that could push as many people to the front as she does every single week.
Yeah, that's what you want to have too.
Yes.
You want to have that attribute because people want to work with you. And,
I'm sure you've raced with her before, haven't you?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, she's been around a while as well.
Yep.
So
she's a good racer.
I know a lot of these names. Seriously, a lot of these people have been around for much longer than I have on iRacing. And yeah, like I was saying, you know, you say she's pushing people to the front. You know, when you get that reputation, people want to work with you, and you know, all of a sudden, you're the one getting dragged up to the front. So that's a good plan. I like that from her. That's how you form good relationships, and you get that consistency that you're looking for, being able to be at the front when it counts.
Yes, sir, man. I agree. Yeah, that's we've been watching her so many times. I mean, but you know, it always seems like she pushes somebody to the front, and of course they drop to the bottom, but nobody works with her and gets her to the front. I asked LG about that here a couple days ago. Well, we'll get to that here in a minute. But Pace Truck is heading to pit road, folks. We're about ready to get them back going here on lap 28 out of 75. And man, they are ready. They're chomping at the bit right now. Everybody's excited about getting back going. Everybody's got new tires, fuel, full of fuel, ready to go green.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, there's the green. We're back underway here for the Old Fart Sim Racing League at Talladega. And a shout out to the Queen City Pixels as the official sponsor this season. Thank you to them. Very cool. But yeah, LG said, you know, I told him about that, and he said, well, what? This is what he said last week. He said, watch us this week. Well, they did good right up till pretty close to the end, and they all wound up getting wrecked. So they didn't finish well, but they're due. You know, it's been a while since I've seen LG in victory lane. It's been quite a long time since I've seen Jason Beach in victory lane, and quite a long time for Rachel Hunt too. And I don't want to leave out some of their other team members there. John Garrett, he's in there. Let's see, Hauser's in there. John Garrett, yeah. So that's quite the team, and those guys are usually on it. I'm sure. Have you ever raced with LG Whaley?
Oh, absolutely. That's another one of those names that are staples in these Talladega sessions, as you probably know.
Yeah, I've never seen anybody that can build a setup like that man. Nobody. I don't think anybody can even come close to topping him and building a setup for any track. That guy,
yeah, he's known as the setup guru for these super speedways. Yeah.
I don't want to give away his secrets, but I know his secret, and I would have never in a million years ever thought of doing what he does to make a setup. And it's really, really interesting, and it's I can see how it works. You know, he looks for that contact on the track and making sure that all them tires are making contact. And man, I've drove some of his setups before at Charlotte, Auto Club. He's gave me a few of Michigan, and you don't even have to lift off the gas, man. You just keep the hammer right down.
I know exactly what you're alluding to, actually. I won't give it away.
Yeah.
But
I don't like to give away the secrets.
Yeah.
The man.
I know that little tactic. But
yep.
Yeah, I've always looked up to him. I've looked up to these super speedway gurus because that's what I've kind of strived to be. I'm kind of known as the setup guy in the Coke series now, and you know that's come from a lot of hard work and stuff. And you know, I'm not gonna say that what LG's got going on only comes down to one little trick, because you know what the real secret is? That's putting time in, and I know he puts a lot of time in.
Yes.
And I know that's what it takes. So yeah, I respect LG completely for that.
Well, Gabe Butler's led some laps, so that kind of canceled out Michael Pegg's laps. But Gary Slapinski, I don't believe he's been up there. Where is he at? He's back in 21st right now. He has not led any laps yet. And with him being right there close to Gabe Butler, only 1 point separating them, and also another one with Darren Reeser. Where in the heck is Darren at? Hey, don't see Darren. Is he even in? Oh, there he is, back in 29th. But Darren's he's the type of guy, he'll ride back there that whole race. But you can bet in the last 10 laps, somehow he manages to make it to the front. He finished second in the series here a couple of seasons ago, and he's had trouble getting back up to second again, but he's still hanging on in fourth right now. Actually tied for third.
Yeah, I'm watching that outside line. I think Gary's leading it. I'm watching the broadcast, so I'm a little bit delayed.
Oh,
but,
okay.
It's getting a little dicey out front. I think Gabe, who I think is leading that outside lane, he's a bit
Tracy
tired.
Weaver.
Oh, it's Tracy now? Okay.
Yeah, him and Duke
I think
Conrad
they're tired.
up there.
They're tired of being in that top lane, and there's a lot of side drafting going on. So.
Oh, you're talking about the middle lane? Yeah, that is being led by Gabe Butler. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just meant the outside lane in the front. And there's a lot, they're not leaving very much space anymore. I think that respect's starting to go out the window a bit. He wants the lead.
Oh, just wait till the last 10 laps. It gets pretty crazy, let me tell you. And I'll tell you a little something. The reason why they wanted to run a full season of Talladega, which they have for the last couple seasons, is because you can go 3 wide, and even on the back stretch, we've seen 4 wide. So, you know, it makes for a lot more exciting racing. You know, there is it puts a team that maybe is in the back, or if they can get 4 or 5 cars working together, as you see that outside line now starting, the very outside line, led by Tracy Weaver, starting to grow a little bit. And they're moving up through the field here pretty good.
Well, here's the other thing about Talladega. Daytona, there's no downside to the bottom lane at Daytona, but at Talladega, you go through that tri-oval on the bottom lane, and you've got your hands full. So,
who was that? Somebody just went, no Coors, no Coors. He got spun out. Hook, bumper hook. No caution. Uh-oh.
Even
He's
agreeing.
spinning again. Wow. No caution. That hurt. That hurt. Yeah, well, that upper line kind of broke up. Now they got LG up front. Now look at this here. They're starting to take form here on that outside. LG and Jason Beach, when you get them two together, man, look out. They are lethal. But they're also on the bottom. They're starting to get a little bit single file here. They're probably about 6 to 8 laps away from next round of pit stop. And we got Michael Pegg still leading, Estel Field second, and they're actually passing up Rick McKinney, one of the red team, and he's going to go a lap down.
Well, we might be in the window for another short pit coming up soon, so that might be why it's starting to string out as well. I think some people are looking to make a short pit.
Yeah, well, we know that the regulators did here. Michael Pegg, Estel Fields, those guys, they did pit early on that last one. They pitted on, what, lap 15, I think it was? So we may be looking at them guys to pit on lap 30, but I'm kind of thinking the reason why they did that was they wanted to get off a pit sequence from everybody else. So when they come to pit road, they don't have to deal with 25 cars coming in. They only got to deal with 5 or 6, you know?
Yep, that's right, and they worked together very well coming out of the pits as well to get that lead. That made the difference. Like if you think about it, even though if you're only running in 20th or something at the start of the race in a big pack, but you're only about a second away from the lead. So if you make up 1 second on your pit cycle, you're the leader.
Yeah,
it's quite simple like that. So that's what these guys got down now. So we'll see if they still want to do a short pit. That might kind of defend their lead if they do a short pit, or maybe they want to play it safe and leave it a little bit later. That'll be really interesting to find out.
Well, it's a huge chess game out there, you know, when you're doing this. Though, strategy is 99% of it, and then I think you got to throw skill and luck into that as well, because skill, you know, I talk about this a lot, Keegan, and maybe you'll agree, maybe you won't, but I look at it this way: super speedway racing. A lot of people think, okay, you just go out there, you hold your foot to the floor, and you go. Well, that's not necessarily 100% accurate. There is so much that goes on out there when you're doing over 200 miles an hour, and things happen in milliseconds. And most of the time, you don't have time to react to things. You got cars in front of you, behind you, beside you. You know, there's just so much to pay attention to out there. I think you're busier on a track like this here as a driver than you are, say, like a short track. You know, a short track, you're following your marks and making sure you hit your marks every time, and not really paying attention to guys who are on the outside of you, front of you, or behind you. You're more or less trying to focus on your mark, hit them, you know, so you're not going into a corner too fast or whatever. So I think there's more to pay attention to. I'm not going to say it's more skillful. I'm just going to say there's a lot more. You're busier as a driver out here.
Absolutely, Rudy. I totally agree with you. You know what another game is that requires a whole lot of skill is chess.
Yeah.
And this is a chess match.
Yeah.
So, and there's, you know, it's not luck. There's a lot of skill to this. It's no coincidence that Michael Pegg's so consistent here and going to win this championship. He's got it figured out. A lot of these other guys with their...
Oh, wow, LG almost come down into him right there. Whoa. Ooh, man, that was close.
Maybe I shouldn't be talking about these guys. I'm going to jinx them.
That was real close right there. Michael Pegg was probably screaming at him, LG, don't come down, don't come down. Oh, that was real close.
I know, you're right. And these guys all piled in nose to tail. Like, you don't have a visual reference of where you are on track. So,
right.
You know, how are you going to know when to turn? Even though you're not like on the absolute tire limit necessarily, might be a different skill set to run it at a short track or something. You know, it's awfully hard to keep these cars straight in the pack.
Yes. And, you know, now that they've, well, the tire, I don't know. What do you think of the new tire, Egan? I got to ask you, what do you think of the new tire?
It's different. So, with the old tire, you could push the car really hard without any consequences. Now, that's not to say that you could overdrive it. You still had to drive within the limits of the tire.
Right.
But how this new tire is, you can run on the limit, and whenever you make a mistake, you pay for it, not just immediately, but also through the rest of the run. You do not want to overheat these tires up. If you start sliding a little bit, you're done. Like, your car is slow, you're going to have to change tires or fix your setup or something. Yeah, it's much less forgiving. That's what I think about the new tire.
Yeah. I know a lot of the guys, you know, I mean, they, of course, I had to all go back to the drawing board when that last build come out there and had to completely redo all their setup, you know, and it was a learning curve for everybody because they said it was absolutely different in how you set it up. So, you know, they keep changing how you set it up and adding things to change, you know, and it makes it more difficult for the guys to figure it out. But these guys, it didn't take them long. I'll tell you, it was funny because they had I think that one update come out on a Tuesday, and by Friday they had some pretty decent setup. Now you add about another 2 weeks onto that, and they had some killer setup. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you.
Yep, that's absolutely right too. And like, you kind of touched on it a little bit. These frequent build changes and forcing these guys to make new setups or adjust their old ones. Honestly, I think it's really good for leagues like this. It kind of leads to people having to work together. You get these very aggressive, not aggressive, but very well-established teams that are going to be, you know, they're going to be more competitive with each other.
Yep.
And that wouldn't happen if everyone was running the same setups.
Right.
So, you know, I think that's really cool. I like having frequent build updates because it forces people to work together. You need to have the setup builders, you need to have the spotters, you need to have the strategists, you need to have the drivers, and it takes all those guys to make a team. So, yeah, that's what I like about that, and that's why we're running open setup leagues more than fixed setups, you know?
Right, right. Yeah, and you know, when these guys go to work on stuff like that, you know, and they do it as a team, they make such progress. And it just reminds me of, you know, this is kind of the closest that we'll ever get to, you know, some of us will ever get to the real live thing. As you can see right now, they're running, this is lap 19, but you got to take the caution laps out of that. So we'll probably going to see a lot of them come to pit road this time. But anyhow, getting back to what I was saying, they got, with all the changes and everything, the guys that really worked hard, it paid off, you know, because we've seen the red team come out of the gate that week and just beat the pants off of everybody because they had such a great setup, you know. But like I said, a week later, things started changing, and 2 weeks later, it really kicked in, and it kind of like everybody started dialing into the same thing, you know, so it was pretty cool. It was just awesome to see. And you could tell the speed difference too, Keegan.
Yeah, and it looks like we're having some pit stops now, but
yeah,
you kind of notice that if there's one team that's very, very strong compared to everyone else, they all run up front.
Right.
You know, they all make their way up. If you have 2/10 of a lap on somebody, it shows.
Yep.
You can make any move you want work. You're not going to be passed ever unless you make a big mistake. But you know, the racing gets better when the setups get closer together. So I kind of like to see parity. the racing's usually better after a few months after a build.
Right.
There was a pretty big change only a couple months ago, and it wasn't a tire change. It was just some change to the suspension and stuff, and that completely changed how you build these setups again. So,
Right.
yeah, you probably see quite a few shakeups through a season.
Yeah. But like I said, this is about as close to some of us that we'll ever get to the real thing. And it kind of puts in perspective of what the real NASCAR drivers have to go through. You know, they have to every single week go out there and dial them cars in for the said track that they're going to run. And I think it puts in, like you said, into perspective of the time that it takes. Because I talked to Michael Pegg there, you know, and I know I mentioned it earlier. He said in the last week they've turned like 1,000 laps here, trying to dial everything in and make it sure it's perfect for him to win this championship tonight. So, I mean, the seat time is everything.
Yep, well, I've got 10 laps of practice and testing for Daytona so far, just in seat time. Got that logged on VRS, and it's telling me I got 10 hours done. So that's all just qualifying work, and I'll probably do another 10 hours for the race. And, you know, that's just me. And then I've got teammates that are working on this too. So there's a lot of man hours that goes into dialing these things in. And yeah, you were saying like it's close to as close as we can get to real life, but might even be closer than you think, because a lot of these teams, especially now that there's no real practice time because of COVID, these cars show up to the racetracks well prepared because they tune them in the simulator.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just what we're doing now. They get these things dialed in. You know, there might be a bit more programs involved and computers and coding and stuff, but it might not necessarily just be driving around on iRacing and clicking buttons, but they're preparing stuff in the simulator, and they've got their setup builders working overtime, getting these things prepared before they show up to the track.
Well, Wayne Finley, he's sick. He's usually my co-commentator in here, but he's sick tonight. So. But anyhow, he told a story here about Richard Petty's grandson. I can't remember his name. He races, I think it's ARCA series, or in real life I'm talking. And well, Wayne Finley's a good setup builder, okay, and he actually gave their team his setup, and they used the settings on his real race car, and he won. So it's got to be very, very, very similar.
Wow, that's amazing. I actually haven't heard any story like that, so that's pretty cool.
If I say his name, I'm sure you would know who I was talking about. But it's Richard Petty's grandson.
Is his last name a Petty, or I'm not sure?
No, it's
I'm
not
sure
Petty.
Who that would be.
Now, anyhow, it doesn't matter. If he was here, he would tell you the story. Well, see, Wayne used to work for Richard Petty back in the 70s, so he knows the family real well, and they actually would like him to be, I think, on the pit crew, which. Richard Petty was the tire manager. He made sure all the tires were to the right temperature, right pressures, and this and that, did all that stuff. And he told the story about working for him for free for quite a few years before he actually started getting paid, back when he was just a teenager.
Wow, and that would be in the 70s, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah,
late 60s or something, I think, is when he started. Like 68,
well, it wasn't just Richard Petty's success that would have started that up. It's also that's the period when NASCAR started to boom as well.
Yes, sir. Thad Moffitt. That's Richard Petty's grandson.
Oh, okay.
Thad Moffitt.
Admittedly, I don't follow the ARCA scene too much, so
I don't either.
I wouldn't know him actually.
Well, we've gave away some Thad Moffitt T-shirts on here on MaxspeedTV that Wayne got, and we gave them away in chat there to lucky person that won the drawing that we had. And, got some Thad Moffitt T-shirts out there. But yeah, I'm dead serious on that. He actually used the setup that Wayne gave him that he set up for iRacing, and they plugged it in. And my God, when he went out and maybe he didn't win, No, I think he did wind up taking a second out of it. I don't know. I wish he was here to tell the story about it, because Wayne, he would not make this stuff up. So I don't want anybody to think that, he makes this stuff up. Wayne's not like that. He is a true Christian, would not lie. He would not say, anything that would remotely be a lie. I know him. I know him real well,
Oh, hey, you don't have to sell me on it. I definitely believe the story, because I know for a fact iRacing is quite a bit more realistic than a lot of people give it credit for.
Right.
And hey, I'm just watching the broadcast here, so I'm sure a lot of people are asking this question too. What's going on with this breakaway right now? Is there some sort of strategy going on?
Well, I'm kind of wondering that myself. These guys are back about 3.7 seconds. I think it's got them spread out a little bit right there.
There's the red team and there's some regulators up front.
Yeah. Michael Pegg. And of course, Estel Fields. Those two's just stuck together like glue. Gabe Butler's in there. Paul Witt. Paul Witt started 15th. And Gary Slapinski now. See, if you look at the points, Gary Slapinski and Gabe Butler are the next two that are right behind Michael Pegg in the point. Mathematically, I don't think it's possible for them to beat him for the championship, because there's not enough drivers in it. And they get points separated out, The only way I think he would have done it is if, say, Gary Slapinski or Gabe Butler would have got the pole, led all the laps, won the race, then they might have had it, it might have been a lot closer. But I think right now, the way it's working out, with Michael Pegg, that's lap 27 that he has led. So that's most of anybody out there right now.
Yeah, it sounds like he's almost got that most laps led locked up, so that should be another bonus point, right?
Yes, sir. I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to go when they get, down a little closer, because when we get down to like 10 to go, things really start heating up. It's business as usual for these guys out here. They get down, bear down on that wheel a lot more, and boy, it's on from there, man. And we're going to see some really tough competition. Watch out for that guy on the outside right there, Maurice Johnson, working with his teammate Patrick Alvarado. They're two red teams. I'm telling you what, they have had their ups and downs this season, but they are great racers. You don't never count them out for a possible win.
Well, I don't think they're going to make that top lane work just by themselves, but you know they've got a really fast, at least straightaway speed car, so, they're making good qualifying time, so we'll see what they can do. What I'm really looking forward to right here, though, there's about 20 laps to go, and there's 18 laps you can make on fuel, apparently, so I think we're about to that fuel window where we're going to see some more interesting strategy.
Yeah, now they do have two green-white checkers, so, you might want to plan that. I've only seen one race where they've had to use both green-white checkers. It was just, I think it might have been around when that setup change was, when they changed the cars. Guys were really having difficulty with handling on the track. The cars were almost unmanageable on the track, and you could not take two tires. If you took two tires, you couldn't drive it. So, but now they've got that ironed out, doing a lot better. The LG Whaling, them guys now 5.2 seconds back.
Yeah, it looks like the main pack's not really going to have much chance to catch up to this, even if they do some strategy.
Yeah.
It might depend on tires. I'm not sure what these guys' plans are for taking tires on the last stint. So, maybe if all these guys in the front take tires for the last stint, some guys in the back might take no tires to catch up, but we'll see. I'm not really sure what the plans are for that.
Rob Malone, boy, he's out here by himself, and he's got a lot of damage on his car. And look at the whole team's going to go by him here. Holy smoke. All the red team back here. These guys have got to pick it up a ton here. Short pitting would definitely help them right now.
Yeah, if they want to risk it, and like you said, they won't have the fuel for green-white checkers, but the short pit might help out and get them in the draft. The problem is people pitting that far back, all they're going to do is come out right in front of those leaders, and they're just going to give them a bunch of extra draft. So
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be a very good benefit to short pit if you're not in that lead pack right now.
Okay. Gotcha. Oh, Tracy Weaver's trying to catch up to these guys here. Finding. Yeah. Oh, Tracy's a lap down. Oh, man. Our pole setter. So, yeah. I don't know how he got a lap down. Must have been a pit road penalty.
Yeah, that's 45 seconds, so that could make sense.
That hurts big time when you get one of them. But he's staying with this pack here, but he is the first car lap down, so if caution come out, he would get the way by. Patrick Alvarado has led a lap already, and it looks like he's going to lead that one too. So stealing laps away from Michael Pegg for leading the most laps. Don't think Michael's too concerned right now.
Nope, I don't think he does. He won't mind giving that up. Yep. Honestly, he might not even lose it.
Yeah, boy, they made some big progress there. The two red cars kind of fell apart right there. Maurice Johnson and Patrick Alvarado. I'm thinking Maurice might have been getting a little hot.
Yeah, they were making a good run at it. They were really trying to pull off that move, but I just don't think they quite had the steam to make it.
And they're
really
coming
hard to do
in
with just two cars.
They're coming in. Gabe Butler's coming in. So we got a few cars coming in here.
There it is.
They are
That's
short pitting it. Yeah. So they're taking a chance on it, staying green the rest of the way with no green-white checkers. Because I don't think they can make it. It would be awful
for the win.
Yeah.
Hey, Rudy, I want to let you call this last stint, so I'm going to head out. I'm going to watch the finish, though. I can't wait to watch it. But really big pleasure to have me on. I'm really happy to be here, and nice talking to you again, Rudy.
You too, brother. I wish you the best of luck in the Coke Series, and thank you for stopping by, Keegan. I appreciate that so much. It means a lot.
Thanks. Have fun, and good luck to everyone racing.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Well, looks like the leaders are coming in here, folks. Michael Pegg, Gary Slapinski, Paul Witt, Esto Fields, Darren Reeser. These guys all, Darren Reeser. Yeah, he's coming in. Very good. Well, that's going to maybe when this cycles around, we might have a new leader here. Frank Gramuglia. And Frank's got a pit, though. He's probably going to be coming to pit road this time by. Yep, here he comes. He's coming in. All right, so that's going to give the lead to Patrick Alvarado. Now, he is working with one of the regulators here, Don Davis. Don is a lap down. It looks like he's going to let Patrick go. So Patrick coming around here. I'm thinking, I'm not too sure if he made a pit stop, but he might not have even taken any. I don't know. We're going to have to see. But Michael Pegg comes back out the leader with Gary Slapinski, the closest competitor to him in the points. One of the closest. The other one, Gabe Butler, is clear back in 6th place now. If I can dial him in here, he fell 9 seconds behind that lead pack. Wow! But they got a much bigger pack here working together, so they may be able to run them down. They've got just about enough laps to run them down for this, and Maurice Johnson with them. So if they can get going here, if they can get single file, they should start picking off the seconds here. 8.5 seconds back, so they have picked up a half a second already. But they got a lot of digging to do. That was pretty cool having Keegan in the booth with me. Yeah! Thank you, Keegan. That means so much, man. That is really awesome. And I do mean it when I say I wish you the best of luck in the Coke Series. I will be watching, brother. I will be watching. And it's just good to talk to you again. All right, Patrick Alvarado now kind of lost the draft, or, well, he's trying to catch up with them guys, I guess. Got Don Davis behind him, but the thing of it is those two alone are not making the progress that them 4 up front are making. So they're going to fall victim here to and Maurice Johnson, LG Whaley, and these guys. And that's just going to make that pack bigger. And that'll make them faster. They've lost a little bit of ground now. A couple of tenths. So once they start reeling in those guys up ahead of them there, Patrick Alvarado, they should be able to pick up some time. Very good. Michael Pegg leading the most laps here tonight, looking for the win Anthem Championship. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. He made it. He is the champion. I don't think anybody can touch him right now. The way he's got this many laps led, there's just no way anybody can touch him. Lapinski has not led a lap yet. Gabe Butler, I do believe, did, but Gabe's back in 10th right now. He tried like heck to do whatever he could to try to keep up with Michael Pegg. Pushing the limit here. Michael Pegg's just been just straightforward on it tonight. Just, I don't know. I don't even know what more to say about that man right there. That whole team, the regulators, have just been so impressive to watch this season. Yeah, there's Keegan. Brendan, Christian, how's everybody doing? And they're coming up on, let's see, that is the lap car there, I believe. No, that's not Dawn. Who is that? I don't know who that was. Alcina takes it behind the wall. I missed that. Sorry about that. And it's Slapinski. He's staying right on the bumper there. He may be just gonna push Michael Pegg right to the win here and the championship. They're not teammates. Slapinski's not one of the regulators. Gary's had a fantastic season this season too. He stayed up there in the top part of the points most of the season. He kind of fell down to about 7th or 8th earlier in the season, but he gained it right back. So just consistency is what's got him up there in the top of the point. Oh, very good. These 5 right here working together. Estel Fields, again, staying right with them. We got a few of the regulators in here. Some of them lap down cars. Frank Ramuglia. Let's see. He is the first car lap down. And right ahead of him is Paul Witt. Yeah. So we've got 4 of the regulators working together right here. And they're all working to get Michael Pegg this championship. So what more can you say about a team that works together like that? They do it for the team. That is very, very, wow, shocking that, we have such a team like that. I can't say shocking. That was a poor word to say. Just very impressive. Very impressive. LG Whaley and this crew now fallen almost 11 seconds behind the leader. They are not in the draft there. They cannot feel the draft up there. Patrick Alvarado is still ahead of them, but now he's got some other cars he's working with here. Eric Laurie, 2 laps down. Eric, you're supposed to be up there in the front, brother. You were usually seeing you up there in the front, but man. Yep, nothing runs like a deer. How about that John Deere car, huh? Doesn't that look sweet? Mobil 1 car. Pretty cars out there. These guys really do a lot of work on their cars, I can tell you that. Michael Pegg taking 7 laps to go here, leading the most laps tonight of anybody, clinching that. I'm very confident in saying that nobody can top 41 laps led here, because he's not done yet. And I don't believe for any reason that we would see anybody take him out for the win here. Oh, John Garrett blew up. Oh no, John. Oh man, he's trying to make it to pit road. Oh, tough break for John Garrett. He must have been on somebody's bumper there and pushing too hard. I'm not going to leave the front now because we're coming to 6 to go. That second group, LG Whaley, Michael Howlett. These guys racing for it back here, but 11.6 seconds behind that lead pack. They are dropping. Not gaining any ground on them front runs, and they're coming to 5 to go next time by for Michael Pegg. Hey, DF Williams, Road Dog, how's it going? All right, be 4 to go coming this next time. And again, back to that second group, LG Whaley leading that group, 11.8, 11.9, right along in there. Seconds back. So, and then we got a third pack, Patrick Grover, the newcomers here to help the red team out tonight. Patrick, Seth, those guys coming in and trying to make it work here, but they're 21 seconds back. So unless something happens up in the front, which I'm not seeing it right now, I'm thinking that it's going to be pretty clean and green the rest of the way. 4 to go. Unless something drastic happens up here and somebody gets bumper hooked or wrecked or something, I think it's a clean shot to Michael Pegg to pull out the win here. But I'm going to say this. What's going to happen? I'm going to tell you right now. Gary Slapinski's going to pull out coming out of turn 4 on the last lap and try to get that win away from Michael Pegg. You can count on it. If he doesn't do that, he's not much of a racer, right? You know Gary's going to do that. And the question is somebody going to go with him? Because look right behind him. We got 3 regulators right behind him. They're not going to go with Gary. They're going to stay behind Michael Pegg at all costs to get him that championship. And whenever you think about things like that as a team, you know, you think, well, but they could go for the win too. But the chances of them getting the win working with Gary are probably slim. You know, if Gary pulls out, they're going to still finish second or third. So what are they going to gain? 1 position? So the chances of them going with Gary to get by Michael Pegg are pretty slim, I would say. Michael Pegg just on it here. Coming to take 2 to go this time by, folks. 2 more laps. Are they going to stay clean and green the rest of the way? Jason Beach, Michael Hauser. They take it behind the wall. John Garrett did make it back out on the track. And boy, they're giving him plenty of room. Jacob Edson goes up the hill. And he goes a lap down. Working with Charles Johnson there. Now, Charles, he is a couple laps down. And that beautiful, like, I don't know, electric blue car. Really beautiful looking car. I love that car. All right, coming to get the white flag this time by, folks. It'll be 2.66 miles. 1 more lap to go for Michael Pegg. Is anybody going to pull out on him coming out of turn 4 on this final lap? White flag. There'll be no overtime tonight for the season finale. Don Davis going to go another lap down. That second group still 13 seconds behind them, led by Gabe Butler. And they still have not closed the gap on Patrick Alvarado because he's been working with some other guys here, lap cars. All right, here we go. Coming out of turn 4 is Gary Slapinski going to pull out on him. Let's see what happens here. I don't think he waited too long. Teammates going to the outside. Paul Witt. They blocked it, and Michael Pegg wins it and wins the championship. Yes! Uncle Peg! Yes! Holy smokes, that's your champion there, folks. I'm telling you, what a deserving champion for that man right there. The most consistent guy out there. Didn't win a lot, but it doesn't matter now. He won the championship. He won it all tonight, cleaning up on the points. Wow. Well, he's probably going to burn it down. We'll get him down here in just a minute. So hang on, folks. All right, we caught up with tonight's winner, Michael Peg. Congratulations, man. You did it in style here tonight. You not just won the race, you led the most laps. You cleaned up everything. You did everything absolutely perfect tonight. Beautiful pit stops. Keegan was in here a little while ago with me, and he was amazed at how well that team worked together. And I've seen a couple of them pull out there, Paul Witt and Estel Fields, but you know what? You guys were on it. Look at them all lining up here, folks. Holy smokes. That's a beautiful picture right there. Awesome job, Michael.
Can't thank you enough, Rudy.
This is really awesome, man. I'm telling you. I hope we get these guys up here. Somebody comes up and congratulate you from, but man, what a run tonight. Tell me about some of the racing. The pit strategies, I think, might be what got you the championship, I'm guessing. I think it really kind of played out in your favor right there. You guys pitted really early at the beginning. And talk about the race. Yeah, I'm letting you have the microphone. You talk about it.
Well, qualifying means a lot to us. We want to be up front, but, we've done pretty good starting in the back, working our way. Pit strategy is the key here. Us getting in, getting out. Knowing what to take, when to take it, how much to take, who you're going to work with, who you're going to come out with. There's a lot of strategy going on there.
Yeah, I know. I know. We followed you along there for quite a while and watching. Well, you had some mostly highs this season, a couple of lows, nothing really drastic, but man, with the drops that kind of really threw you up into the driver's seat, you really. Yeah, you could have just started and parked with the car count out here, but getting out there, leading the most laps, taking the pole, getting the maximum amount of points. If that would have been Gabe Butler or Gary Slapinski, that could have been a whole lot different. But you weren't going to let that happen. You were going to go out there and win no matter what.
That was the plan tonight. We, that last pit stop, I looked up, and there he was, the magic man again, Houdini, Gary. Out of nowhere, yep. Poof. Just amazing. Just simply amazing, yeah. Hats off to all the other teams. Can't thank them enough.
Well, Gary stayed with you there, on them final laps. And I really didn't work out like I thought it was going to work out. But with your teammate, Paul Witt and Estel Fields coming up on the outside, kind of boxed in Gary, and he didn't get that chance to go to the outside. I figured he'd come out of turn 4 or go to the outside. But I think what he might have been thinking in the background, which we'll talk to him in a few minutes here. But I think what happened there was he probably thought, if I go to the outside, those regulators are right behind me. They're not going to go with me to pass their teammate. You would have been left out there to dry,
Well, I think it's because Gary don't have any more shelves to put a
trophy on.
He just won the Fix Cup. He's going to win the Open Cup tomorrow night.
Oh, my gosh. I'm telling you.
It's been amazing.
Well, I'm going to let LG have the floor here. LG's in here. He wants to congratulate you. LG, go ahead.
Yeah, Rudy. Thanks for what y'all done this year. And Michael, congratulations, bud. You done one heck of a job. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, sir.
And isn't he a super driver there, Rudy?
Yes, he is. Yeah, I follow him every week, man. I'll tell you, he's a great driver. And Keegan was in here, and he was talking about Michael Peg and how much he follows along with Michael and how they're good friends and everything. So everybody was rooting for you tonight, I think, for this championship. I think even some of your non-teammates were rooting for you. I think Gary Slapinski would have been rooting for you on that one.
Yeah, that's why I want to thank the other teams. There's a lot of guys that give and take and help and
Yep.
give up positions and pushed and sacrificed, and I can't thank them enough.
Oh man. Well, congratulations, brother. What's it mean for you now? You got a championship out of the way here. How's that going to affect you going into next season? You think that's going to give you a little bit of a confidence boost?
Well, we're ready. We're working on qualifying. We're ready for next season. It definitely strengthens the confidence. The teammates are just incredible. Can't thank Estel enough. Al, he got damaged tonight. Paul's right there to finish with us. Frank's been doing all the paint jobs. He's become famous overnight. Darren's been great. Larry's been great. Mike Hallett's been great. All of them. Can't thank them enough. Dirty Don Davis out there. He's been helping us.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, everybody in chat is lit up, man. They are all congratulating you. So before you go celebrate that, is there anybody else that you want to thank or give a shout out to that may be watching that rooted you on tonight?
Yes, sir. Big shout out to the regulators and all the other teams that have helped us get there. MaxsTV, definitely the old farts. Craig's just unbelievable the work he puts into this, and LG and all the guys. I want to thank Tracy, my mother-in-law that passed away, Debbie. I want to thank Mr. Cash and Rudy and Wayne.
Yeah. Now, Wayne wasn't here tonight.
Well, Wayne was been there.
Yeah, he'd been here all season. He was sick tonight. When he got home from work, he was pretty sick. So,
yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Michael. Go celebrate that. And, man, I can't wait till next season. I think from what Craig was saying, you guys might be off for 1 week or something, and then we'll be right back to racing. So I'll give you a little bit of a break.
Yeah, we're ready.
All right.
Yeah, Rudy, I can address that. We're going to take 1 week off, and we'll be back at it. And I'd like to thank all the members that's chipping in to finance next season. So,
yes.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, I want to thank the camera guys too, that Quick City Pixel, for sponsoring this.
You led 48
Queen
laps.
City. Really?
Yeah, Queen City. Yeah, 48 laps you led tonight. That was the most of anybody. Wow. Amazing performance, I got to say.
I highly appreciate it, man. It was, again, can't do it without the teammates. I'm just a small piece of the puzzle.
Yep. Well, go celebrate that championship. Now break open a box of wine or whatever. Go celebrate.
Sure will.
Go see Billy. Go see Billy, Michael.
I sure will.
All right, our second place, Gary Slapinski. Gary, you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, talk about the end of that race. Were you did I kind of hit the nail on the head there a little bit when I thought maybe you were going to pull out on that last lap, but then I got to rethinking it as you guys come around and you didn't. I thought, yeah, he knows if he pulls out, the regulators are going to suck right up behind Michael there and push him onto the win, and you're going to go back and finish fourth, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. That could very well have happened. But I would it's the big picture. I've been even telling Michael, it's always been big picture to me. And if I can push somebody to win, that's a good point state for me. And usually whoever in front of me is just going to win the race. So,
right.
So that's how I've been most of the time this season. And how many times I've been in here for second place, I have no idea. At least 4 times.
Yeah, quite a few. Yeah, quite a few. Well, your day's coming though. I think you're going to get, right back in there. But from what I understand from what Michael said, you're running out of room on your shelf for trophies. So, and you got a few of them ready to go for the rest of the season and a couple of the other series. So you still got those to bid up for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He'll work hard on those. And,
yeah. I'm sure you will, brother. I'm sure you will. Well, talk about the race a little bit out there. I know it was difficult for all of you guys, but playing the pit strategy game. We watched a lot of the pit strategies that were falling, for toward the end there. Everybody was trying to play a different pit strategy, and I think it was working out pretty good for everybody.
Yes. Well, I always look for the people who are good in and out of the pits, and I will say the regulator is probably best one out there. So, that's why you always see me. Usually, if I see them go in, I'm usually going to follow.
Yep.
And that's how I work my way up to the field. I mean, I was in the back, and as Michael said, I was right behind them again.
Yep. Well, who you got to thank for your second place then, Gary?
Well, I'm going to thank all you guys. You guys do a hard job out here. I appreciate it. And Craig and my family here. But I want to give her a great big thanks to one big shout out for Michael here. He did a great job this season, and good luck next season. Hopefully, I gave you a good run next season.
Yes. All right, Gary. Well, we'll see you back here next season, and see maybe if you can make some changes, and maybe you'll be up there and win a little bit more, huh?
Yeah. I have fun no matter what.
That's right. That's all it counts right there. You know, I always say if you're not out here to have fun, you might want to think about maybe taking up checkers or something instead of racing, you know. It's got to be fun. There's got to be fun in it, you know.
A lot of fun. I definitely had a lot of fun. Me and Michael have been doing all week, been out there even with these guys. I've been racing all week with these guys. That's why we always kind of work good together, because we know how each other drives out there.
Yeah.
So it's always been a privilege to race with these guys.
All right, Gary. Well, we'll see you back here next season, and congratulations again on second.
Thank you.
All right, Paul Witt, you got a copy.
Sure do, Rudy. How you doing?
Good. Well, you pulled out there on that last lap. I don't think you really expected to win this, did you? Or did you think maybe there was a shot at it?
I was thinking maybe hopefully Esther would get behind me, and maybe we could go 1, 2, 3. Get the regulators 1, 2, 3 across there, but didn't happen. But it was a good race. Congratulations to Mr. Pegg. He did an awesome job. Him leading the regulators and helping us all out, him and Estel and the rest of the regulators. Done a really good job this year.
Well, just to kind of throw this out there, nothing against Michael, but maybe next season, maybe he'll let one of the other regulators win, huh?
Never know. Well, the regulators have won 6 out of 12 this year on the Super Speedway Series, so we've won half the races.
Yeah. Well, what I like about the regulators, and I'm not taking anything away from the other teams, because the other teams are great too. But what I like about you guys is you go out there as a team effort and you win as a team, and that to me really shows a lot of more of a tight knit group of guys working hard for a common goal, and it really shows it when you guys are out there racing every single week. You guys are always right around each other. You stack up who's going to work with who and who's going to win, and you push that person to the win. So that means a lot right there. That's really showing a lot of I'm going to say a lot of, I want to say, don't matter. Anyhow, who you got to thank for your third place then, Paul?
Oh, I got to thank all the regulators, all the old farts, and the sponsors and everything for everything that they do week in and week out for us. And MaxspeedTV, can't do it without you.
Well, thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. But I'll tell you what, you guys are the ones that put on the show out there every week. I just broadcast it. That's all I do.
We're just out there having fun.
That's right. And boy, I keep digging, man. Keep digging. I think your day is going to come, Paul. And Estel, Keegan had all kinds of praise to talk about you regulators when he was in the booth with me earlier. And he praised all you guys, how well you guys work together. It means a lot. It really does mean a lot. And it shows. I mean, it shows when you guys are up there every single week,
Yeah, well, we've learned a lot from one another,
Yeah.
Just little things here and there, that we've been doing wrong, and we've been just fine tuning everything, and next season, look out.
Yeah, right. Well, you're definitely a threat out there. The red team knows it, And I did show Michael's hood there, so everybody got a peek at it, which was pretty impressive.
Yeah, Frank does an awesome job with our paints. He just, we can't thank him enough. He makes us look good out there.
Yeah. Who's the ones in the middle? I got the boot knocker, but who's the ones in the middle with all the guys?
That was LG and the 6-shooters.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah.
It's just the teams. Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations again on third place, Paul. Good luck next season. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, I guess. You guys get a week off.
All right. Thanks, Rudy.
Beautiful. Thanks,
Appreciate
Rudy.
everything you do.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, let's get up here to the, we'll run down through the final results here real quick. All right, Michael Pegg coming home with the win and the champion, leading 48 laps tonight. Just a dominating performance out there. And it's so difficult to say dominating at a super speedway because it's so even out there. But when you out-strategize them or you outsmart them on a pit stop or you take 2 tires, no tires, 4 tires, things that change it up a little bit and you keep yourself up there, that shows a lot of the thought process that goes into it for that team. So really good job. Gary Slapinski finishes second. Paul Witt third. Estel Fields fourth. Patrick Alvarado fifth. Gabe Butler finishes sixth. LG Whaley seventh. Maurice Johnson eighth. Michael Howlett ninth. Hornet rounds out the top 10. Patrick Grover 11th. Seth Grover 12th. Gary Jenkins 13th. Darren Reeser 14th. Rob Malone 15th. Robert Felzine 16th. Rachel Hunt 17th. Brent Lay 18th. Greg White 19th. Frank Gramuglia 20th. Jacob Edson 21st. Tracy Weaver, our pole sitter tonight, man, he had a lot of poles this season. He finishes in 22nd, lap down. Dude Conrad 23rd. Rick McKinney 24th. Charles Johnson 25th. Don Davis 26th. Eric Loria 27th. Larry Boyle 28th. Noel Coors 29th. Don Garrett 30th. Tim Hamilton 31st. Michael Hauser 32nd. Jason Beach 33rd. And Al Cena rounds out the field in 34th. All right, well, congratulations again here to our winner and champion. I don't want to forget to say that is the Old Fart Sim Racing champion for the start of 2021. Let's see what they can do next season. We'll be back they're going to have a week off next week, but we'll be back in 2 weeks here as the new season begins for Old Fart Sim Racing. Thanks for watching tonight, folks. We do appreciate it. If you don't mind, give us a thumbs up on the video. And if it's your first time here, please do hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to click that notification bell so you know when we do go live. You can check out our full broadcast schedule at MaxspeedTV.com and follow us on Facebook at Facebook.com/MaxspeedTV. Until next time, stay safe and have a good night.